How do you know that you're making progress? Well, I'm going to talk about 3 indicators that help to inform you that you're kicking ass in therapy. Let's get started. The first indicator is regression. So hear me out for a second. You might be in therapy for 3 months, 3 years, whatever the case may be. But say, for instance, you're going about your day and all of a sudden you come across a major stressor. You feel as though you're emotionally overwhelmed, you can't handle the situation. So, when you're reflecting and you're looking at how you are reacting, it feels as though that you haven't made any progress in therapy because you can't regulate your emotions, you don't know what coping strategies to use, so you feel like you're at a loss. Well, hear me out for a second because that can actually look like progress. So, think about therapy like going to the gym. You're going to the gym, you're trying to increase your muscle mass, you're trying to tone up, you build strength. So you start off with lifting 5 pounds, then you move to 10 and 20 and so on and so forth, right? So therapy is kind of the same way if you think about it. Therapy, every time that you go, you build mental strength. So the next time that you are faced with a stressor, it's not often that you will experience an overwhelming sensation. However, if you do, that means that your mind is strengthened enough to handle that situation, to process it. Even if your initial reaction is overwhelming and you don't know what to do, because you can stop, you can think about what is happening to you, reflect, and then use your coping strategies, you are more prepared than you were originally before starting therapy, how to manage and deal with that situation. So, in fact, you're actually processing the situation, even if you feel like you're starting right from the beginning. The second indicator has to do with processing deep rooted experiences and feelings and thoughts that you buried within you, deep within you, as if you didn't want to touch it. So now you're coming to therapy and you're talking about your childhood trauma or you're talking about the issue with your spouse. You are actually engaging, you are allowing your mind to go there. Maybe originally when you first started therapy, you weren't able to do that, but now you are. And that is a sign of progress. The third indicator, and in my opinion, the most important indicator, has to do with identifying and understanding your defense mechanisms. So, for example, a defense that you might hold is splitting of the ego. So, what this is, one part of your psyche thinks one way, such as, oh, my romantic partner is so amazing. They love me so much. My romantic partner helps me, listens to me, supports me, all of these wonderful things. And then another part of your mind is saying your romantic partner is an asshole, doesn't know what they're doing, can't support you, isn't there for you, hinders your progress, doesn't help you achieve your goals. So these are two conflicting parts of the ego, two conflicting parts of the psyche. So what ends up happening is that these two parts actually aren't communicating with each other. And when that happens, we have one part of the psyche that is denied and split off and often projected onto other people or situations. So for example, if the part of you is connected with the part of your psyche that is so overly infatuated with your partner, really looking at them from an idealistic lens, then the part of your psyche that holds the notion that your partner isn't supportive, that your partner isn't helpful, maybe your partner's toxic or something along those lines, whether it's based in reality or in fantasy, is denied and split off. So what can happen is because that is split off, you're not connected with that, that is then projected onto someone else, such as a friend. So a friend might not necessarily text you as often, call you as often, maybe they're really busy. So you then unconsciously and somewhat consciously now feel as though that your friend is ignoring you or your friend is being an asshole and so on and so forth, right? So progress in terms of this example, using the splitting of the ego example, when we look at progress, we can see that these two parts are slowly starting to be connected, right? Now, there's a bridge to this gap. For instance, someone who has shown progress in therapy will come in and say, I know that a part of me loves and appreciates my partner. My partner is amazing. But another part of me feels really sad, very angry, very lonely when he doesn't support me, when she doesn't listen to me, when they don't take me out and we go on a date night. So now, not only are you identifying that one part of your mind is thinking this way and feeling this way and acting this way, and another part of your mind is thinking, feeling, and acting a different way, and you're able to speak to both parts, that is huge progress. Understanding, identifying defenses like denial. Now, this helps you to dive deeper into the psyche so then you're better able to process those deep-rooted emotions. Remember, defense mechanisms prevent us from expressing ourselves, from processing the deep-rooted trauma, because who wants to face the inner demons that we have in our mind, right? Not many people do that. But the people who go to therapy, the people who want to grow, the people who want to build a relationship with themselves, and improve the relationship that they have with others and the world, dive deep into the psyche in order to face these inner demons. And once someone is able to speak about it, as opposed to acting it out or avoiding it, that is huge progress.